For 500 years, the Calradian Empire dominated the continent. Its armies scattered foes before them. The strongholds of proud tribes crumbled beneath its engines of war. From the forests of the north to the wastes of the south, all was brought beneath the standard of their legions. Brutal as the conquest was, the wise agreed that it brought peace. The land, now untroubled by armies, grew rich, but empires, like men, grow old. Leaders lose a common cause. Corruption spreads. Old enemies learn the Empire's tricks and devise new ones of their own. Until one day, the bonds holding the Empire snap. Then comes the Civil War, pitting all against all. A time of hatred. A time of suffering. But also, even in the worst hours, a time of courage and defiance. As new leaders arise from new places and new peoples, to turn back the tides of destruction and bring forth a new world from the ashes of the old.
And welcome back, folks. You're watching the Ahistorical Gamer as you join me for a Let's Play of Mount & Blade BannerLord. So, first up, our faction choices. We can choose the Valandians, descendants of adventurers from the west who lived under the Empire for centuries before forming their own independent feudal kingdom. The Sturgeons, the masters of snow and ice from the cold wastes of northern Calradia. They are hunters and craftsmen, fishers and explorers. Then there are the Azurai, a desert and nomadic people, hosting their kingdoms from the oases of the deserts on lucrative trade routes. They are fiercely proud. The Khuzaits, the Mongols. They are a loose confederation of steppe tribes who live and die in the saddle, recently settled on the eastern frontier of the Empire. And the Battanians, the old people, the Woads, who paint their faces for battle. They live as hunters and foresters and see the woods as sacred. And we'll go with the Battanians.
To orders!
It was already too much of a sausage party in the medieval era, so...
Shield forward! Form a line! Hold your ground!
Let's do a ladies' night. As you can see, the game really does allow a lot of customization. It is a bit fiddly to do. And... I did consider going just full face paint and woad, but I like the kind of minor dragon tattoo on the top right, just visible on her forehead. And here we go for our backstory. We were born into a family of bards. Yes, we were wandering minstrels. Drifting from chieftain's hall to chieftain's hall, learned that a clever tongue could spare one from a life of toiling in the fields, if one could keep your wits about you. So that boosts our social stats. As a child, we were noted for... Well, I'd say we were a people person. You know, just like me, a social butterfly. Friendship. Teamwork makes the dream work. Like all the village children, we helped out in the fields, and we also sold some produce at the market for Ma and Pa. In war-torn Calradia, especially in the frontier and tribal areas, some women as well as men learned to fight from an early age. We were a scout. Before we set out on a life of adventure, the biggest achievement was... Yeah, I think you have to go with treating people well. That's what it's all about. So, our home was ravaged by unending war. Eventually we sold our property and set off with the mother, father and brother and 2 younger siblings. But we never made it to our destination. We were attacked by raiders and my parents were slain. And we organised a breakout of the prisoners. And my name is Mira. The tracks look fresh. We've seen smoke to the north. We need to find our brother and sister. Before we do anything else, we're low on food and there's a town nearby. So off we go to the town of Tavia. Well, here I guess we need some food and we need to speak to the headman. Perhaps he can help us. And this is our brother, our older brother Niacin, by the way. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, let's find the headman and get some recruits. We've got to find our brother and sister and avenge our mother and father's murder at the inn. Nope, these are just peasants. We need the honcho. Yeah, here he is. We need some help. Raiders have taken our younger brother and sister captive. They got your people too. Sorry to hear that. Those bastards. There's a few folk who are willing to join you if you want to get a posse going. Once you've made your preparations, come and talk to me again. And here we are. We got our posse. And here's one of the raider bands. It's time for the fight. Come on, let the bows sing. Closer, closer. Ooh, they're throwing some rocks. We're making the charge. Oh, that's one down. Oh, lost a horsey. Ooh. My axe your face, huh? And watch out for that tree. Our boys are coming around again. Oh! Bit of friendly fire there. Oh no, that's it. No one gets away. Our first victory. There appears to be an arrow lodged in my leg. We have rescued several prisoners that the raiders had been dragging along. I don't know who you are, but I'm in your debt. Those brigands would have marched us to my death. My name's Tacitus, I'm a doctor by trade. I'm on a bit of a quest, but I'm thinking maybe I'm not really cut out for that sort of thing. I have nothing of value left to repay your help, but you can have this. It's a strange artifact. It may well be of great value, but I have no idea what to do with it. So now we've tracked the bandits down to their hideout, and we shall launch the attack. You know, since they took our family by surprise and murdered our parents, it's only fair that this time around we get to have the ambush. If I can hit the target. Oof. Don't you know not to beat up on a woman? It's okay. You can just go to sleep now. And I brought friends. it. Here comes the honcho. Probably wondering what happened to all his men. So, who's this that comes to my place of business? You heard you took our little brother and sister. Where are they? Good heaven, I'll need a better description of them than that. My men have harvested dozens of little brats in this region. Quite good hunting grounds. Already sent most of them away to the slavers. Since you hunt for your kin is fruitless, how about you clear off and save your lives? Either that or I force you to lick up the blood you've spilled here. Yeah, well, fight me! Yeah, you went down like a little bee. Like a little bee. Not so easy when you're not picking on children, is it? Yeah, you better recognise defeat. Radagos, eh? Yeah, I haven't cut your throat. So you'd better help me find my brother and sister, or you'll swing from the nearest tree. Oh, you'll get my help all right. If you want them alive... I was hoping to find more treasures here, but I think the business wasn't going too well for the bandits. I found this strange-looking metal piece, though. It doesn't look too valuable, but it could be the artifact Tacitus was talking about. I've a better idea. We'll have a better chance if we split up now. I'll take Radagos and go find the slaver market and look for a way to free the children. However, we must be careful not to endanger ourselves. I'll need to take the men you brought with us. Radagos is a slippery one and I don't want him getting away. If you can find more information about the artifact, perhaps it could be worth something, which could be very helpful to us. Try to understand its value and how it could be sold. One more thing. When you are talking to nobles and other people of importance, make sure you present yourself as a fellow nobleman. It'll stop them asking questions. We shall call ourselves the Dies Are. Means something along the lines of the Omen of Doom. Now we get to choose our flag and sigil. The Nordic eagle. No, I think we'll do the Ascendant Phoenix. That's it, tutorial's over. It's time to explore the kingdom of Calradia. Or rather, the world of Calradia. So as you can see, I've focused heavily in social skills. I'll also do some investment into trade or leadership. That's what I'm hoping to level up anyway. So, our first mission. Hello, Tynos of Zestria. My name is Mira. How are you? Lived all your life here, huh? You need help with any problems? Well, I have a herd of mules to sell in the city of Mizaya. Perhaps you could take the herd there. Yeah, 900 gold. I think I can accept that mission. Mizaya is quite a ways away. We can get some use out of those mules, however. Do a little bit of trading of our own. Unfortunately, we are very, very slow because we don't have enough men to actually herd the animals. Oh, and we're being bailed up. Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me. Look at those looters eat the arrows. Now don't throw that thing at me. Now the farmers who came out to help us are going down. They'll get theirs. Yeah, that's right. And here we are, the city of Lyricon, which is about halfway to where we want to go. And there's beautiful music here. This is one of the towns of the old empire. But it's been a long journey and it's time for some rest. another day, another dollar. Early to wake, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy and wise. Let's look around the town. I really do love the attention to detail that the game devs put into this game. And it's so easy to just skip over this. I kind of wish they had have added a little bit to the siege battles and had you do fighting in the streets. Like give every town a militia, so that once you break through the walls you have to fight the militia in the streets. That to me would definitely enhance the game. Although I suppose it'd be difficult animating all the artifacts in the midst of a pitched battle. Let's see if we can't find one of the local leaders and get a job for us to do. They're around here somewhere, inside the building. Gang leader, best talk to the boss now, girly. You want something, huh? My name is Mira, mark it down, you'll be hearing it a lot. Ha! And he says, I've never heard of you. Some of the lads have gone missing. I've got a witness who says they've gotten themselves dead drunk drinking with another band in these parts, and who turned out to be filthy bounty hunters. Raid the bounty hunters' hideout and rescue my associates from them. I'll make it worth your while. 1,000 gold. Well, sir, I can do the job. That's the spirit, eh? My men will tell you where to find the lair of the bounty hunters. But before we do that, it's time to fight in a tournament. A pageant of skill, honour, and quite a bit of arbitrary violence. It's 2 on 1. No, it's 1 on 1. Now it's 3 on 1. Oh! This is just an absolute mess of a tournament. I could probably just hide against the wall and let the horsemen take this, but I'll duel this guy properly, man on maiden. Okay, as it is. Oh, that's a bad day. One thing I sort of wonder is if you come off a horse at speed with that much armour, you're really going to struggle to get up again quickly. And that's actually a big problem that historically medieval knights faced. I mean, literally in order to get onto their horse, some of them required a crane. Like they were just that heavy. They were maybe 30 kilograms or more of armour. Second bout, 2 on 2. He goes down. Now it's back to 1 on 1. They're fighting Imperial Legion. They are fairly skilled troops, but not skilled enough. Made it through to the third round. This is watching a separate bout. Whoever wins here will fight in the final. And it looks like an Imperial crossbowman. Anyhow, this is our match. This is a sergeant crossbowman. And he's fighting fiercely. He's got some good blocks. And he's aggressive. Yeah, that's the fighting spirit of the Legion. That's the spirit that'll keep the Empire going. That's the spirit of great Roman generals such as Aurelian that dragged the Empire back from the crisis of the 3rd century. Bought the Roman Empire another 100 to 200 years, they reckon. Fight hard and do what's necessary even if it hurts. We are victorious. We win 1600 gold and some padded mail mittens, which is a pretty decent armor item, especially from our very low base level. I'm looking good in mittens. I do like the little spike studs. That's something you want to punch people in the face with. Kind of surprised they didn't add it to the front of the glove as well. We shall also take our winnings, and with it we shall purchase some leather armour, which is a heck of a lot better than a very simple leather tunic. Just a kind of raw hide shirt. And at last we reach the town of, the city of Mizea, there to deliver the herd of mules to our friend Mira the mouse. But before we do that, let's take a little walk around. There's a beautiful little fountain there, you can just see the water draining. That's something that you have to give credit to the Romans. They were outstanding engineers. They took Greek science and they were very good at implementing it practically in terms of their infrastructure projects, their roads, their aqueducts to bring water from the mountains into the cities. And unlike later medieval civilizations, the water quality of the Romans was actually quite high. There are rumours that there were problems with Roman water because the pipes were lined with lead. I admit that that could have been a slight problem, but the lead poisoning that you see in a lot of Romans, in my opinion, was more due to a craze of mixing lead with wine. I've heard that mixing lead with wine gives a kind of a fruity taste, and was referred to as ambrosia, and it was all the rage among the Roman elite. Unfortunately, that may have contributed to the madness of such figures as Caligula and Nero. Nothing like a little bit of lead poisoning going to the brain to make you as mad as a hatter. Even though Mad as a Hatter was caused by mercury poisoning. And I have to say the music is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, there is an in-game encyclopedia which explains all of the figures. Cresciana, that sounds like someone who I could marry. Unfortunately, this is the kind of pre-Middle Ages, turn of the Dark Ages, and I don't think lesbianism is particularly well liked in this era in history. So I think we'll have to give up on our dream of marrying the fair lady. With the herd delivered, we have cash in our pocket, 900 gold. And what better way to celebrate a job well done than to sit down with the game's host with a fresh game of Talbot. Tablet? Oh, I get it, it's an iPhone game. I didn't know they had iPhones back here. Maybe scale down the difficulty a little bit. And that's one thing I have to say I really love, that they introduced real historical games, board games, that you can play as mini games inside Mountain Blade BannerLord. And it to me it adds so much. And I'm also very glad that they introduced scalable difficulties, because AI is a little bit too good. pieces taken. Is that victory? No, I need to surround it from both sides. Oh man, I'm such a dope. Come on, me. Just head down. Oh, no. No, what did I do that for? That's terrible. At least I finally worked it out. Yeah, I took the piece. Go easy on me. It was quite a while before I played it. Taken. Oh, they're trying to move out, but now I'm going to take it. No! Well, I took that one. I don't think I remembered how to take it, but yep, I took every single piece on the board. I did it! I won the game!